The only thing that we're interested in is putting money in your wallet. If you want to bet the fights, if you want to have a little bit of action, you are in the right place. With my partner, Ian Parker, I am Brett Okamoto.
We're ready to rock between our parlays, our props, our straight picks. It's time to make money. Let's go. And what better way to end the year here in Las Vegas on the casino floor of the MGM Grand. Welcome to UFC Best Bets. I am your host, Ian Parker. Unfortunately, my co-host, Brett Okamoto, is a little under the weather. Brett, we wish you a speedy recovery, and we will see you back next to me in 2024. Now, biggest card of the year. Dana White's put on a real banger for us. So let's take a look at the main card with the odds as we break this down from a gambling perspective. The main event, we're going to start off Leon Edwards and Colby Covington. Leon is almost a 2-to-1 favorite. Doesn't surprise me there. Pantoja Royval in a rematch for the flyweight belt. Shavkat Rakhmonov, the boogeyman, taking on Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Tony Ferguson against Paddy Pimblett. And Josh Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell, which has been bumped up to the main card. Should be absolute fireworks there. So let's go. Let's start with the main event. Leon Rocky Edwards versus Colby Covington. Let's be real here. After that press conference yesterday, if you didn't want to see that fight then, you certainly do now. Now, this is going to be a clash of styles. You got Colby Covington. He's all about the pace. But then you got the champ, Leon Edwards, who has done what no one think he could do. When you saw that first fight against Kamaru Usman, that quote, John Attic saying the cloth in which he is just cut from, and then the knockout. He then went on to beat Kamaru a second time. And now we're looking to see if he could fight someone with a similar style in Colby Covington. You look at the press conference yesterday, Colby, listen, there's trash talking, then there's Colby Covington trash talking. You have to expect it. And we saw Leon get a little emotional there. Ask me if I care about that from a betting perspective. I absolutely do not. Leon's already had to stop takedowns from Kamaru Usman. That takedown defense is extremely underrated. The bigger fighter, the better striker. For me, I'm going to go with Leon Edwards here. I just don't think Colby's striking is going to be enough of a threat. We know about the pace. We know about the wrestling. It's nothing Leon has said before. Now, Kamaru Usman has said Leon's going to have to really be able to do this for 5 rounds. I think he showed that he can. So we're going to go with Leon Rocky Edwards to defend the title against Colby Covington. Moving on to the co-main event. This fight is flying under the radar. Do not blink because both these guys bring it every single time. Brandon Royval versus the champ, Alejandro Pantoja. In their first fight, Pantoja won by sub. And guess what? I don't know if it's going to go any different. You got someone in Royval who goes, he throws caution to the wind. Kill or be killed. And honestly, sometimes it's a little too reckless for my liking, as excited as he is. And you cannot make a mistake against a fighter in Alejandro Pantoja. Pantoja is world-class jiu-jitsu. His striking has come a long way. You saw against Moreno in their last fight. He is championship caliber. He did not make it necessarily look easy, but he knew how to win. He knows how to score points. Against a guy in Royval, this style actually, in my opinion, does favor Pantoja. He's very composed on the ground. He knows to do position over submission and then line up for the submission. So I'm going to take Pantoja here. I don't see unless he gets caught, and we know he's got a chin made of granite. Now, to take it a step further, I'm going to get a little greedy here. I'm going to go with my prop of the night. We're going to go with the repeat. I'm going with Alejandro Pantoja, not just to win. Give me plus money in him winning by submission. He did it the first time. Royval gets way too cocky when he's on his back. He gives up position thinking it's not going to be done, and then he gets submitted. So Pantoja by sub as our prop of the night. Now, let's go on to the rest of the main card as we go through everything. Let's start off with Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. You got the boogeyman against the nicest fighter to ever grace mixed martial arts. Now, don't get me wrong. Wonderboy is nice. He's talented. But let's be real here. This is Shavkat Rakhmonov's time to shine, get a big name on his resume. I think he's going to do just that. But if you pay attention to the way Shavkat fights, he is patient. He does not rush to finish, and Wonderboy is phenomenal with the distance. Great striking, knows how to stay away from trouble. He was on his back for 2 rounds and did not get submitted by Gilbert Burns. So I don't see that happening here. We're going over 1.5. On to Tony Ferguson and Paddy Pimblett. Look, this fight is going to go either Pimblett win by knockout or Tony Ferguson surprises us all with David Goggins in his corner. I'm going under 2.5. I think there's too much on the line for one of these guys to go through with an easy decision. This fight, I don't think it sees the 3rd round. Moving on to the next fight on the main card. It's going to be an interesting one for me. Bryce Mitchell, Josh Emmett. Bryce Mitchell is not known for his short notice fighting. I'm very concerned about that. He's a wrestler first. If he can't get that going, I'm actually going to take a flyer on Josh Emmett here. He has been training. Good wrestler, great power. So we're going to go with Josh Emmett to get the win here as an underdog. I know people are going to be on Bryce Mitchell's side. That short notice aspect, though, does worry me. Now, let's get to the prelims. We're going to have some fun here. We're going to go quick picks right down the line. So let's get it. Let's start off with Alonzo Mendenfield, Dustin Jacoby, over 1.5 rounds. Irene Aldana, as long as she stays out of the clinch, her striking, her distance should be able to beat Carol Hossa. Cody Garbrandt against Brian Kelleher. I love Brian. Great fighter. He's been out for a very long time. Bad neck injury. Good style fight for Cody Garbrandt. In the next fight, Casey O'Neill. I just think she's too talented. Ariana Lipsky, too reckless, comes forward. Reckless abandon, as I mentioned. Casey O'Neill can get this done any which way that she wants. I'm going Cody Durden as the underdog here. Let's go Feely over Almeida. And last but not least, Martin Boudet. This line keeps dropping down. People seem to really like Shamil as an underdog here. For me, Boudet's experience, I did not like the way Shamil was able to be taken down by a much smaller fighter. So we're going to go with Martin Boudet to get that done as the last pick of the prelims. Now, let's move on to the fun stuff. Parker's Parlay. We've had a good time this year with that. I'm very confident in this parlay here. We're going Dustin Jacoby. Now, Mendenfield is very powerful. He's gotten better, but Jacoby's the better striker, knows how to stay away from it. We're going to go with Feely. I'm going to go with Boudet, and I'm going to call this the prelim parlay. A lot of the times I've gone chalky favorites here. I like the line of these guys. I think we're getting a good number, so we are going to go with that. Moving on to the next part. My favorite part, the best bet. This week for UFC 296, I'm feeling confident. I'm going 6. I would love to have a sweep to end the year. We've done it before. Let's go now. Main event, give me Rocky Leon Edwards. Got to stuff the takedowns to Colby Covington. If he does that, his striking light years ahead, he gets it done. Pantoja, money line. Rakhmonov and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson over 1.5. As long as Thompson's able to keep the distance, I think he survives until round 3. Irene Aldana, Cody Garbrandt, and Casey O'Neill, and those are going to be our 6 best bets for the last card of the year in UFC 296. Now, we are not done. I would love to hit a long shot the last time of the year. We've hedged a lot. Remember, hedging, we're still profitable. That's a win. However, we're going to go a 3-leg long shot parlay here. I'm going Josh Emmett over Bryce Mitchell, Irene Aldana, and Cody Durden to win by decision. You get this number, very healthy number. I think if Aldana and Durden win, it is that way. So let's go for it, and let's hit that long shot. I think we could really hit this one by the end of the year. Should be a lot of fun. Now, before we go, we're going to do a little recap. Transparency is very important to me. We celebrate our wins. We celebrate our losses. And sometimes it goes really well, and sometimes, well, it's betting. It does not. So let's start off with a couple things. Throughout the year, my best picks, 53.5%. We finished on the above. Don't love it. I like it. 2024, I'm going to do much better than that. In March, that was the best month of the year at 17-3-2, plus 12.4 units there. My largest bets cash of the year was Pantoja at plus 175 against Moreno. The largest bets bet part of the parlay was Gomez, Chari, and Bashrat and Calvacante. That was a fun one. And we had 3 cards where I did complete the full sweep. Was 285, Lewis versus Spivak, and Holloway versus Allen. It's been a really fun year with betting. Let's close it out with 296. Let's have a great one. So from myself, Brett Okamoto, everyone at ESPN, thank you guys for tuning in to UFC 296 and Best Bets, and I'll see you guys in 2024.